Alright guys, some new Yu-Gi-Oh cards just got announced, and one of them is actually quite interesting. One of them is going to be coming out in the new Red Dragon Archfiend support stuff, and then this one over here is coming out in YuGiOh, which is a very interesting card that could open up the doors for some potentially overpowered, like unfair kind of stuff in the right decks. So what this card is it's called Flame Tongue, the Blazing Magical Blade, and it's going to be a link to Fire Warrior Link monster that has 1400 attack, and its link zones being in the bottom left and the bottom right. And its materials are just 2 fire monsters, so it's a really easy condition. If you're playing any like fire warrior deck, yeah, you can just spam this thing out. But it's actually got some pretty good effects. So its first part of the effect is face-up spells and traps you control can't be destroyed by your opponent's effects. Now, if you've played any variant of like the gear-freed equip stuff, some of the monsters would be treated as the spell and traps. So that would be actually pretty good. And then on top of that, that's face-up spell and traps you control. And if you guys remember back when Dragon Rulers were a thing, there was a combo where you would get out Key Beetle and you would just lock your opponent out. So being able to just protect this card would be really good with anything that has the ability to protect it, like Safe Zone, which you could, here, let me just bust out this card, because this is kind of like older Yu-Gi-Oh, which gets me excited because I always like kind of older Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But going into this card over here, Safe Zone was actually pretty interesting. So you would target one face-up attack with monster, which of course Blink monster is always going to be attack position, but it can't be destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effects, and your opponent cannot target it with card effects, and it can't attack your opponent directly. But when it leaves field, you can destroy the monster. When that monster leaves field, destroy this card. So basically what you would do is you would Safe Zone on Key Beetle, and the Key Beetle would make so your opponent like couldn't where's the Key Beetle? Let me bust out this card. So Key Beetle over here made it so once per turn you detach a material, target another card, and the targeted card could not be destroyed. So what you would do is you would get Safe Zone, and you would have Safe Zone protect Key Beetle. Key Beetle would protect Safe Zone, but this card is way easier to get out, and then on top of that, it has the ability to, again, protect the spell and trap, which would then protect it. So basically you have 2 cards that protect each other. Now, is that really that great in modern Yu-Gi-Oh? Because in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, there's so many things that like on non-targeting, right? So I don't know if it's going to be really that effective, but remember, it protects all of your face-up spell and traps. So you can throw it, I don't know, like Wave Motion Cannon or any other cheesy card, Clock Tower Prison, so you wouldn't take any damage. This is like going older Yu-Gi-Oh. I always like giving you guys ideas for crazier things where you like put counters on it and then you just like take no damage permanently if you can last 4 turns. And obviously, yeah, it does protect all face-up spell and trap cards. I don't know, like if you're on Future Fusion or something like that, there could be some doors that open up. We just got one of the newer cards announced. I don't know if it's already in here. Oh, I don't know what they call it, the fusion card. It was like it was a crazy name. So it's a spell. It just got announced. Let me see if it's like OCG only. Okay, so oh, did they add it? No, it was announced recently. I just covered it, but basically you get to dump something from your extra deck, and then it waits a turn. Then you can get some sort of monster. You can like banish immediately. But nonetheless, it has another bonus effect. But it's just like this effect alone just has a lot of potential for just like ridiculous stuff. But like if you have like all these cards, I don't think anyone's going to be playing like Destiny board in 2023 realistically, but again, it just has some potential, and I'm curious to know what combos can you guys think of with this card, because again, it's just 2 fire monsters, so it's a pretty easy condition. Anyways, next up, the second part of the effect is you target one of your banished fire monsters and add it back to your hand, and if you do, you can't activate the effects of cards with that name for the rest of the turn. So that's actually pretty good, because you can only use second effect of the card's name once per turn. So because you could just instantly make this card and you protect your stuff, you could just keep on adding like Ash or it's just any of your banished fire monsters. And there are probably other archetypes where you are able to do it. I think that this is a pretty good effect, because again, you could just add back Ash. I mean, yes, it does have to be banished, but nonetheless, maybe they banished it with a call and you're really adding it back to your hand. And you don't really need to activate Ash on your turn. Usually you want to activate it during your opponent's turn. So I think this card's actually got pretty good potential. All right, so on to the next card that we're going to be talking about, which is called Fiendish Golem. So this is coming out in like I think it's Red Dragon Archfiend support for the SD46. Anyways, normal trap card. Its first part of the effect says target one monster on the field with 2,000 or more attack. You banish it until the end phase of the next turn. Then if you activate this card while you control the Red Dragon Archfiend or a synchro monster that mentions it. So going over like what are the appropriate targets for Red Dragon Archfiend. Let's see if we can find out. Let's go to all. Oh, we don't need spells, we need all. There are 23 cards that would maybe have it in its name, okay? Or a synchro, it has to be, or a synchro monster actually, Red Dragon Archfiend or a synchro monster. So I guess there's a decent amount of targets. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards that mentioned it. Oh, 10, because of course we have Red Dragon Archfiend, but nonetheless, those are the targets, and then you get to send a Fiendish Chain. Now, Fiendish Chain actually did see some meta play. Now, I was thinking about, like, why not just run, you know, instead of waiting for this, because you would just get back the Fiendish Chain. I was like, well, it does have some utility. If you've played against or seen the Red Dragon Archfiend, they can OTK pretty easy, even through multiple monsters. But nonetheless, what you would be able to potentially do is, if you don't need the card and your opponent, like, summons a monster that has, like, good attack, you could just banish it and then just OTK your opponent, and then on top of that, you could potentially have the Fiendish Chain later. But I was thinking, like, well, if you're just going to be playing a trap anyways, why not just run, like, a Solemn just to negate the monster, so the monster never comes out and you don't have to, like, deal with it? Because even though you get rid of the monster, right, until the next turn, and then it would come back, if you succeed, the materials fall off, so that'd be like another benefit, and then you still get that Fiendish Chain. Maybe the monster that gets banished, you can do something to it so then it never comes back, right? You shuffle it back into the deck, whatever the case may be. That could be another option, but Fiendish Chain is actually not a bad card. You target effect monster, negates the effect of it, and it can't attack. So basically, it's just kind of stuck there. Whereas this card, it banishes it, and then you get the card that leaves the monster on the board. I just think it's just kind of outclassed, but there might be some other ways that we can make use out of it. But again, I would rather just negate and destroy the card versus, like, okay, I banish it and then I get to negate the effects and it can't attack. That's my personal opinion. But I just think the Flame Tongue's got a lot of potential. There's probably going to be some sort of build, and I think it's going to be potentially a problematic card. Because, again, protecting all your face-up spell and traps, there's going to be someone that makes some sort of cheese, some sort of stall. I mean, heck, there's 2 fire monsters, a Solar Flare Dragon Lock on top of this. I don't know. Maybe someone will think of something kind of cool with this. But anyways, those are new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, sub if you're new, and if you'd like to see more in the future, see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.